So if you visit the jails today, they aren't filled with a whole bunch of older men. These jails are filled with a whole bunch of young black men. And if there are older men in there, 9 times out of 10, they were there since they were young black men. And all of them were locked up on mostly similar charges. Because now the streets are becoming more interesting than the schools. Because the young men don't think that school and education can get them a Benz. They don't think that school and education can get them that flashy jewelry. But the drug dealer got an S550. The drug dealer got a bust down Rolex. The drug dealer got all this flashy jewelry. And the young men are attracted to that like moths are attracted to lights. A lot of the young black men today consider going to jail or prison as a badge of honor. I never forget, I overheard 2 students talking one time. I heard them talking about their experiences down at what they call, Brother Minister, baby bookings. And while they were down there, they were talking about it back and forth. And then he looked at another student, he said, yo, you ever been locked up? Other student said, no. He said, what? He said, you ain't never lived. You ain't never been locked up. And then he started talking about jail like it was some type of amusement park. But that's the exact mindset that the enemy wants us to have. Young black man that I used to have since 6th grade. Now he's 23 years old. After he graduated, he got into some trouble, right? He got locked up. He's home now. We had a conversation a couple months ago. He said, Muhammad, remember my middle school ID? I said, yeah, I remember your middle school ID. He said, do you know that my middle school ID had the same numbers that my jail ID had on it? He said they must have knew I was going to prison. To look up something called the school to prison pipeline. The school to prison pipeline is an idea that enforces strict disciplinary measures that schools are funneling children towards the criminal justice system before they even get a chance to get into the real world. So based off of behaviors, they can tell that a child will end up in prison as early as elementary school. But listen to this, 1980s, America spent $38,000 per person on prisons. But America spent $2,300 per person on Head Start programs, which shows us that it is cheaper to educate than it is to incarcerate. But if Head programs have high success levels, and 85% of those that got locked up go back to prison, shouldn't America focus more on educating than incarcerating? A logical person would say yes, but America thinks otherwise.